So Caitlin Clark's old college assistant coach and the current coach of Iowa has given some stories about what Caitlin Clark was like to be a coach, what she was like as a player, and it is crazy.
Did you hear? Jan Jensen has exposed a major unhealthy habit of Caitlin Clark, and trust me, you wouldn't want to miss it.
But just the way she played unabashedly.
Right.
Look at me.
Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA, is in the spotlight yet again. But this time, it's not for her gravity-defying threes or record-shattering assists. Nope, we're talking about her fiery, in-your-face passion that sometimes walks the fine line between competitive zeal and unhealthy habit.
In the NBA, it's that's Mamba mentality. But in the WNBA, that's attitude problems. That's attitude problems. I remember when word got out about that, everything was attitude problems, attitude problems, attitude problems.
She's the kind of player who could uplift a sport or two and still make you question your life choices all in the same game. But let's not sugarcoat it. Caitlin Clark also has an edge sharper than a samurai sword, and it's that razor-thin line between brilliance and chaos that has Jan Jensen clutching her pearls. Leave it to Jan Jensen, Iowa's current head coach, and one of Clark's biggest supporters to spill the tea. And let me tell you, it's piping hot. While Caitlin Clark led the league in assists and even dragged her team to their first playoffs in a long time, there's just really a thing missing from the game. And as the saying goes, even diamonds have flaws. Let's talk about her relationship with referees, a dynamic that can only be described as contentious.
Being guarded by Thomas, who takes it away. Here's Harris, and Clark's going to foul Harris. Will they call it a transition take foul? They will, and now Clark gets a T in addition. And
okay.
Did you see that? After getting a foul, Caitlin seemed to lose her usually calm and collected attitude that we often see. It clearly shows that Caitlin becomes too passionate with the refs when it comes to her game. During a particularly heated game against the Las Vegas Aces, Clark received her 6th technical foul of the season. For the uninitiated, that's just one step away from being benched. A nightmare scenario for someone who thrives on court.
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the 3 and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor.
While Clark managed to rein it in to finish her season without further incident, Jan Jensen has made it clear that this isn't the first time the star's fiery passion has ignited problems.
She played with just that flair, and I had plenty of conversations if she chirped to the ref too much. That's not passionate. Let's don't be using that as an excuse. That was bad sportsmanship, learning. It's like a parent, right?
She spun it all on its head, Jensen said recently on Chris Maylander's YouTube channel, acknowledging Clark's transformative impact on the sport. But then came the kicker. She played with that flair, and I had plenty of conversations if she chirped to the refs too much.
But I had so many, conversations with people like, whoa, I can't believe she acts like that. I said, well, now, if a guy acted like that, where's your passionate response? Was he disrespectful, or did he have an edge?
Plenty of conversations, she says, which probably stands for we had to talk about this constantly. Let's get real. This isn't just passion, as her diehard fans might call it. This is Clark going full fury road on refs who dare make a call that doesn't fit her understanding of the game. And while her fiery nature is often applauded, critics argue that it's also what's getting her into hot water time and again.
Clark with the step back and gets fouled. 3 free throws coming as Anya Nwede drilled her to the court.
You want to take up her space, but you're doing so at the risk of fouling her on those shots.
This isn't a new issue either. Rewind to her college days, where her sharp tongue made as many headlines as her sharpshooting. Iowa coach Lisa Bluter, who was instrumental in shaping Clark's collegiate success, once had to pull her aside mid-game. "Let me do the talking to the officials," Bluter urged, essentially telling Clark to zip it. And yet somehow here we are, years later, with the same story playing out in the pros. let's not get it twisted. This isn't your garden variety bad sportsmanship. Clark isn't the type to throw tantrums or storm off like a bratty diva. No, her chirping, as former coach Janson so rightly put it, comes from a place of pure and unstoppable competitiveness. She wants to win, and she wants the rules enforced fairly, or at least the way she sees as fair.
You should be passionate, you should be competitive, you should be feisty. That's how the game of basketball should be played, or really even any other sport, or whatever you're trying to do.
And this is something that Clark herself admits. I'm feisty and competitive, and they know that, she said about her relationship with officials. And honestly, that's part of what makes her such a captivating figure. But here's the thing. Unchecked passio can morph into a liability. And when you're Caitlin Clark, the poster child for WNBA greatness, the margin for error shrinks dramatically. But here's the kicker. Caitlin knows what she's doing. She's not blindly losing her temper like some amateur. No, she's playing a psychological chess match, and the refs are her unwitting pawns. Every chirp, every stare, every muttered word, calculated. Clark is like a courtroom lawyer, building her case call by call, ensuring everyone, ref, opponent, fan, or coach, knows that she's got receipts. It's messy, chaotic, and absolutely electric. But let's not pretend this doesn't have consequences.
In the third against Chicago recently, Caitlin Clark signals at the ref that Indiana wanted a play to be reviewed. The ref then says something, to which CC replied, "You don't have to talk to us like that." And then following up with, "That's so rude."
You can take the girl off the court, but you can't take the court out of the girl, right?
Sure. And
I want to hear stories from your third grade teacher.
Well, I got kicked out of PE class like quite a bit when I was younger. Yeah, they had to have my parents come in and have meetings about me being too competitive in PE class, so that was something.
Jan Jensen, however, isn't buying the "I'm just passionate" defense. That's not passionate. Don't be using that as an excuse. That was bad sportsmanship, she said, recalling her heart-to-hearts with Clark. It's a brutal assessment, but it comes from a place of love and probably a bit of exasperation. Let's be real, though. Isn't this part of Clark's charm? She's not just another athlete going through the motions. She's a gladiator in sneakers, a maestro of chaos, orchestrating games with precision and just the right amount of drama. But as much as we love her fire, even the fiercest competitors need to learn to channel their energy more strategically.
I'm a competitor, but when I step off the court, I love life. Basketball's not everything to me. It's something I have fun doing. I love doing it. I love playing in front of really big crowds. I love winning.
And here's where the stakes get higher. Clark isn't just another player. She's the player to look out for. She's the reason fans are tuning in, the reason jerseys are flying off shelves, the reason the WNBA is enjoying a ratings boom. With that kind of star power comes responsibility. Every technical foul, every chirp at a ref, every heated exchange, these moments are magnified 100-fold.
I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. I would have been really sad for people in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to do that. I tried my best. But my teammates do a really good job of that. They think I'm funny. They think it's funny. So, and then Aaliyah is the one that ends up with a technical. That's the best part about it all. She's the one babysitting me, and then somehow she ends up with a technical. And she didn't really do anything. She was just standing there. So that's what was funny to me.
So, what's the path forward? Jenson's critique, harsh as it may seem, might be exactly what Clark needs to hear. After all, she's still young, with plenty of room to grow, not just as an athlete, but as a leader. And if there's anyone who can evolve while keeping her edge, it's Caitlin Clark. But let's not forget the bigger picture. Clark's occasional brushes with controversy are a small price to pay for what she brings to the table. She's not just transforming the game, she's redefining what it means to be a women's basketball superstar. So, while the refs might roll their eyes at her outbursts, the rest of us are sitting back and enjoying the show. What do you think, though? Should Caitlin dial it down, or is her fiery spirit exactly what the game needs? Let us know in the comments, because one thing's for sure. Love her or hate her, Caitlin Clark is here to stay. And she's just getting started. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting updates from the world of basketball. That's it from my side, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.